Right now, there probably isn't anything more worth your time than building a personal brand. No matter if you run a business, are a full-time content creator, or you're just looking to land a comfortable job on LinkedIn. But starting from scratch can be one of the hardest things to do. We've helped thousands of creators build their personal brands to millions of followers and, more importantly, generate millions of dollars for their business. And so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to grow and build your own personal brand fast. So why does building a personal brand actually matter? Well, first off, it builds trust and authority. Going a level deeper, if you're consistent with it, people will respect you for the time and effort that you're putting into creating it. Having a personal brand also opens doors for opportunities such as jobs, partnerships, and even being asked to do speaking at events. Getting more views means getting in front of more eyeballs, which means more opportunities for deals. And the key thing about going on camera is that people get an opportunity to see if you're the type of person that they want to do business with. But this is why everyone should be looking at building a personal brand in the digital age. For example, if you're a graduate and you're trying to land your dream job in tech, what will separate you from the sea of other applicants is your digital footprint. Think about it. An employer is much more likely to hire somebody with an online presence, has an authority in it, and also likes what they do. And in the case of business owners, you can even add a stream of income from your YouTube channel, or even completely eliminate the need for outbound. The reason why I'm telling you why you need to build a personal brand before I show you how to build it is so that you can see how important it is and commit to this for the long term. And on that note, before we go any further, it's important that we have the right mindset going into this. You probably already know that it takes a ton of consistency to get fit, build a business, or to acquire and master a skill. But if you really are building your personal brand from zero, I know from experience that it can seem harder than anything you've done before. The most important thing to bear in mind is just to stay consistent and not to overcommit. Alex Hormozi ran his podcast for over 5 years before it gained any traction, and now he's one of the biggest names in the business space. So the lesson we can take from him is that you're not just committing to something for 90 days and giving up, because in the first year, all you're really doing is learning how to teach people, entertain them, and speak on camera. You see, most people want to see fast success, and that's why they give up. One of the best lessons from Alex is that you don't focus on the outcome being the goal, but you make the action the goal. If your action is making a post or putting out a video, then that is a success in itself. Also, don't get discouraged by thinking that people who know you will judge you, because one, they probably won't, and two, if they do judge you, they're probably not worth having around in the first place. To actually win and build your personal brand, you just need to commit to one Instagram post a day, one LinkedIn post a week, or a YouTube video a week. Whatever it is, whatever you can do to stay consistent, that is the action that you take. And if creating enough content to stay consistent is a limiting belief that's holding you back, you can actually fix that by creating hundreds of videos in a couple of minutes with a tool like Castmagic. So here's step one of my 3-step framework for building your own personal brand. The first one is to define your niche. The reason you see content creators struggling to build their following when they first start out is because they go way too broad. The niche that works best for you is probably the thing that you spend the most time thinking about, or something you already do career-wise. Take whatever you like and run it through these boxes. I'm passionate about it, my audience will care deeply about it, and it evokes an emotional response. If you can answer those honestly and you already have something that you're an expert in and you can prove it, then you already have a super strong foundation for your personal brand. Step 2 is making and posting the content. This part is probably best not to overcomplicate, so I'll show you some ways if you're starting from scratch. For TikTok, keep it snappy and meme related. You can almost say anything on TikTok, but you've got to keep it short, actionable, and really entertaining. And it has to have a good visual or writing hook. For Instagram, it's slightly more longer form, and you can talk about more personal things, but make sure that it looks aesthetic because it's a visual platform just like TikTok. Many of the influencers say to get your formula down in TikTok and Instagram in short form, and then move on to something more longer form like YouTube. And YouTube is much more longer form. It needs to be super value orientated, especially in the beginning, and your hook and your packaging, which is your thumbnail and your title, need to be super dialed in. And each platform's algorithm will be slightly different, and so the content that you create for that platform is going to be different too. This is where you can use tools like Castmagic to remove the stress of needing to know how to post on each. A great action step to get going is to write down the core pillars of your niche and then write some keywords words that branch off those. Once you've got them, just take yourself to TikTok search or Instagram and type those individual words in. Then have a look at the posts that have got the most views. Start scrolling through them and saving them so that you can add them to your own swipe file. Once you've got that big list, then you can go through and analyze and do some real homework on why those posts have got the views that they have. Then once you've done that, you can add your own expertise and your own skill set and make your own version of them. Like we said early on, you're just learning how to find your voice, learning how to educate and how to speak. So this is a great time to do that experimentation. The third step in this system is going to set you apart from most people, and that's simply by asking your audience what they want from you. Instead of guessing or going on ChatGPT and typing in what your audience wants, you should ask them. Have a look at direct messages that you get or comments that have been made on your posts, and just take those, turn them into a how-to, and then give them exactly what they want. You can do polls on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, or you can look in the comments section or even in the comments section of your competitors. Direct messages are a goldmine of information because you're interacting with somebody who has a problem. And if one person's got a problem, then you just know that somebody else somewhere is going to need that problem solved. And that is what you can address in your content. Ask and you shall receive, because most people like to be engaged with and ask questions. Supercharge this by responding and hearting comments. This is a super overlooked method of generating ideas, and we see nobody else talking about this. But it will really help you if you just ask. Now, this video is a great place to start as a beginner if you're just starting out and you want to get your foot in the door as a content creator. But there's a lot more to learn than what I can show you in a beginner-friendly video like this. So click here to learn exactly what I learned from over 10,000 hours of content creation so that you can avoid the mistakes that most beginners to intermediate content creators make. I'll see you over there.